अब शायद स्मोकिंग किल्स सुन के थक चुके हैं, but don't worry, this video is actually about how smoking hurts the planet as much as it does you, if not more. Welcome back to Sustainably Yours, and this episode will be about how smoking kills. Just kidding. But before we continue, if you like our content, don't forget to subscribe to Mashable India. You probably don't think twice before flicking off a cigarette butt. क्या आपको पता है कि हर साल कितने सारे ऐसे butts littered मिलते हैं? Almost 5 trillion of these find their way into the environment, waterways and wildlife annually. Cigarettes make up more than 1/3, about 38% of all collected litter. That tiny little thing is made up of two parts that are unimaginably destructive to the world. The filter at the bottom and the tobacco wrapped in paper on top. पहले filter की बात करते हैं. It's made of a kind of plastic called cellulose acetate, which takes a decade to break down and decompose, and it contains toxic chemicals such as arsenic, benzene, and lead, to name a few. Of the 7,000 chemicals it contains, most of which are environmentally toxic, and at least 50 are known human carcinogens. A Truth Initiative report states that the chemicals that leached from a single cigarette butt, which was soaked for a day in a liter of water, released enough toxins to kill 50% of the saltwater and freshwater fish exposed to it for 96 hours. Dustin Popendiek, an environmental engineer, found in his research that even a used butt, one that has grown cold to the touch, emits 14% of the amount of nicotine that an actively burning cigarette emits. So if you have an ashtray indoors containing old used butts, please go throw it out right now. I'll wait. A study published in the journal Ecotoxicology and Environmental Safety said that these cigarette butts harm plant growth by cutting down the germination success of grass by 10% and clover by 27%, and the shoot length by 13% and 28% respectively. I know it's just grass, right? But what are you saying? If there's no grass, literally like the whole world's ecosystem will just go nuts. Okay, I should probably make a video on that. It's the little things that matter, like grass. Which brings me to tobacco. Around 11.4 million metric tons of wood are required annually for curing tobacco leaves, with more wood needed for creating rolling paper and packaging for tobacco products. Deforestation is one of the scariest effects of tobacco on the environment, and it begins with the pre-production process. To secure the land needed for its cultivation, forests are constantly cleared and burnt. Later, once it's harvested, timber is also required for drying the leaves. So approximately 600 million trees are cut down every year, and each tree produces enough paper for only about 15 packets of cigarettes. Tobacco farming causes up to 5% of global deforestation, with 200,000 hectares of natural wood biomass lost every year. Desertification from tobacco cultivation has occurred in many countries including Brazil, Cuba, India, Jordan, Malawi and Zimbabwe. Production के वक्त भी tobacco crops require large amounts of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and growth regulators, which pollute the ground and waterways and also gravely affect the health of the farmers. Do you know that the tobacco industry collectively creates as much carbon emissions as one of the world's biggest oil companies, Exxon? The World Health Organization compares the energy used by this industry just in 2017 as being equivalent to building around 2 million automobiles. The government of India recently proposed draft rules for extended producer responsibility, which would make the manufacturer responsible for managing post-consumer waste. But it's actually the quantity of the waste that's a lot more worrisome than its management. So here was my attempt at sharing everything I learned about how cigarettes can do a lot worse than just kill the smoker, and I'm hoping you share this awareness with your near and dear ones.